Carlos Hardy, and I'm here as a friend of the reward recipient and as a supporter of this awesome, awesome facility. We have a little, want to clap? Go ahead. It has been truly amazing watching the transformation of this facility. And I know I speak for George when I say this is not George Mitchell's facility. This is the Park Heights Community's facility. And I want to acknowledge all the volunteers that put in and continue to put in so many hours of work to make this the jewel in the community that it is. So look, we have a very limited program today. George asked me to remind you also that we have light refreshments and hors d'oeuvres over here. And please do not leave without taking a tour of this awesome facility, and also to meet Barack and Michelle, which are the parakeets, I believe. All right, the ladies, they might even talk to you. So I'm going to start by just acknowledging all the distinguished guests that we have in the room. I'm going to start with Delegate Bilal Ali. Delegate Sandy Rosenberg. Delegate Angela Gibson. We have Tony White here, who's the liaison with the mayor's office. Tony, where you at? Is Councilwoman Middleton Green here yet? Green Middleton, I'm sorry. She's on her way. All right, I see Belinda Conaway, the Register of Wills. Delegate Gibson, I didn't forget you, did I?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. I gave you two. How you doing? All right, so rather than go into a long spiel, I'm going to bring the comptroller up and let him do his thing. But before I do, it's just one small George Mitchell story. So George and I go all the way back to Mervo Tech. George graduated in '72, and I graduated in '73. The gentleman sitting over here to my right is the son of our former football coach, Elmer Dies. On my way over here, I was thinking the things that I remember from Mervo. One was the 2 days in the summer we were playing football, and the one-on-one drills where you were hoping and praying that you didn't have to face off against George or Wayne Frazier. And the second one was when we were in the wrestling room, because we wrestled varsity also, is that Mr. Dice didn't pair you up with George because you were in for a battle. And I think that's where he developed that tenacity that he has now. I know it came from his mom, all right? I know it came from his mom. He brought that to Mervo. He left Mervo and he brought that into his business career. And his business career is over now, but he's bringing that same tenacity to his work in the community. And I think it's rightly so that he's going to be a recipient today for the William Donald Schaeffer Helping People Award. So can we give George a hand for that? Comptroller Franchot, come on, please.
Carlos, thank you very much for that, and thanks for emceeing today, and appreciate all the great elected officials that are here. Obviously, everybody works hard. It's a tough, toxic political environment we operate in, and I'm grateful to each and every one. And when Jack Young arrives, make sure you tell him I said some nice things about him. But I'm here for one reason, and that's George Mitchell. And I'd like to start, if I could, by asking the three community law enforcement officials to come up. I'm going to please make a presentation to you guys. Yeah, I have these medallions made up. It's a cheap knockoff of Louis Goldstein, my great predecessor, who gave out gold coins. I give out comptroller medallions. These are real. These aren't plastic like Louis. These are really nice medallions. I give them to veterans and first responders, and governors, ambassadors, important muckamucks, but mostly to Marylanders who make a difference. And I'd like to give each of them to these community police supporters. Thank you. I say all over the state that no public safety, no economy. Think about it. You're not feeling safe. It's kind of hard to have business that creates jobs and wages for people. So thank you, 3 officers. And then I have one more because, you know, I'm here. And I want to ask Neil Schechter to come up. This gentleman is the head of the Northwest Citizens Patrol, which is the oldest and most successful volunteer adjunct to our first responders. And Neil, I just want to thank you very much for what you've done. And I'd be remiss if I didn't just thank Sandy Rosenberg for being a friend of mine for many, many years. And I served for 20 years in the legislature. Sandy was always there with a kind of calming voice of this is how you actually get things done. And he's a tremendous advocate for this region and this area. And Sandy, thank you very much. I know you've got a team. I know Delegate Ali and Delegate, is it Gibson? Yes, are wonderful. They're terrific. They're aces up. But my guy is Sandy Rosenberg from way back, and I know, Sandy, you represent the best of the Democratic Party, I believe, which is, can't we just do what we said we were going to do and get the job done? So thank you, Sandy, very much. So I want to thank everyone for being here as we present the 2017 William Donald Schaeffer Helping People Award to my dear friend George Mitchell, who is an indispensable pillar, a stalwart champion. Boy, we're really getting a heavy artillery here. This is good. We are, I'm very happy there that the senator is joining us. And, but it's to honor George Mitchell, an indispensable pillar and a stalwart champion of the Park Heights community. Like George, William Donald Schaeffer had a passion for helping people during his 50 years of service to the people of Baltimore and our state as mayor, governor, and comptroller. Known for his legendary do-it-now approach, Governor Schaeffer firmly believed that government must be responsive to its citizens, and perhaps more importantly, that everyone had a responsibility and a duty to make our communities stronger. Governor Schaeffer cared about the little guy. He knew you could make as much of a difference with a small gesture as you could with a large one, whether that meant filling a pothole, cleaning up a park, or lending your name to a neighborhood group. He always used to say when he would give $5 to someone that was panhandling in the area, and his staff would run up and say, "Governor, you don't need to give a contribution." He said, "Yeah, I do, because they're but for fortune." William Donald Schaeffer's legacy lives on, and those who wish to visit his final resting place, if you do, will forever see the inscription on his tombstone that reads simply, nothing about being governor or comptroller or four-term mayor of Baltimore City, none of that. 2 words, William Donald Schaeffer, he cared. Mm-hmm. Now, I gotta be brutally honest, he had no use for me because I beat him in an election. He always claimed he liked my mother, but he didn't have much use for me. But he's an iconic figure, and we created this award to honor him, and there's no more worthy recipient than George Mitchell, because he lives by those words. He cared. He embodies the same commitment that the governor did during his 50 years. Over the last several years, George has been an effective and passionate leader, has worked to bring much needed and long overdue resources to this community. He's never relented in his efforts to ensure that residents of Park Heights, and indeed all Baltimoreans, have equitable access to quality public education, affordable housing, safe communities, and recreational opportunities. I was proud to lend my support for George's efforts to secure this facility, the former Langston Hughes Elementary School, to become a resource center for residents, children, and families. Thanks to George's bold vision unrelenting commitment to give this community the resources its residents need and deserve. Today, the Langston Hughes Resource Center is now home to a library, community center that helps so many residents each and every day. Whether it's ensuring that the food pantry is well stocked for deserving families, or working with private and nonprofit partners to build a community playground, or working with my agency to host a job fair for area residents, George has always been there. He's always put the interests of his community ahead of his own. He's been especially passionate about ensuring that the children of Park Heights live, learn, and grow in environments that are conducive to their success. And George often reminds us that they're our children and our responsibility. I could literally go on and on for hours about Neighborhoods United and other great initiatives about what this gentleman has accomplished, countless contributions he's made to the Park Heights community and the city of Baltimore. Each and every day, George gets up to fight for his community. He does so without seeking the spotlight or fanfare. But today, George, we're all here to say thank you for everything that you've done and for everything that you continue to do. You're an unsung hero, and it's truly my great privilege and personal pleasure to present you with the 2017 William Donald Schaeffer Helping People Award and to convey the appreciation of a grateful state.